So obviously, you know, they're at the altar blasphemy. They're in Africa. And look at this.
Be careful of any man with
Hold on, let me go back. Let me turn it down a little bit too. Like I said, excuse the language.
more king.
She said ain't gonna be no more kings.
Be careful of any man with claim so. Because deep down, him cling to the need for power. But in reality, he's a coward.
So that coward, you know, the reason why they bring that up, the cow, is because when you understand the bull is a symbol of the Elohim, you know, and they go right into the Alpha and Omega. So they basically just saying, you know, he's a coward. They basically just saying they rejecting the Messiah becoming the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, you know, the head of the world. So look, he's afraid of death. So look, see how J. Cole, hold on, let me go right back. So you see how he's riding around in a car, because that car is very important, because when you understand the car, you know, Ka means soul, Ra means light, you know, it goes into the Kara. You know, Christ derives from Karas, which means the anointed Messiah. So it goes right into the Kara, the anointed one. Ka means soul, Ra means light. So that's why he's riding around in Africa, you know, in the car around the altar symbology. I'm gonna play it in a minute, but just hear this, excuse the language.
Know that I'm around for you, you don't wake up. Tell me, girl,
And sometimes, me too.
nigga, why you acting like a hoe?
So excuse the language, but they mention that whole thing because that whole goes into the plow, which all just deals with the scepter, the rod. That's why that Kendrick, remember he said on that Not Like Us, remember he said, I know he got the hoe in him, because that hoe just goes to the Messiah holding the rod of God. So you see why he said he's in the car and saying, why you acting like, you know, the hoe, you know?
Know that I'm around for you, you don't wake up. Tell me, girl, why you be stressing me for time? When you tell me you love me, can't you see I'm trying to climb?
So you're trying to climb, talking about getting high up that Masonic ladder. So you see how he said my N-word, why you acting like a bee? You see why he's riding around, you know, in the car around the altar symbology.
Listen, history repeats itself, and that's just how it goes. Same way that these rappers always bite each other's flows.
See, the same way these rappers always bite each other's flows, because, you know, that all goes to how the mind of Christ flows through the saints. You know, the saints are christened as well. So that goes into the embalming. You know, the Messiah, like Joseph was embalmed, Jacob was embalmed. The Messiah, when the Exodus fulfills, you know, will be embalmed and placed in the king's chamber. The saints will be embalmed and placed in their tombs. That's why on the song, All My Life with J. Cole and Lil Durk, you know, J. Cole was saying, you know, all this for some N-word to go lay in the tomb, you know? So you see all that symbology right there, what he's saying. You know, the mind of Christ flowing through everybody. So that's why he's saying, you know, they always biting each other flow, you know? Be your own God.
Same thing that my nigga Elvis did with rock and roll.
So you see Elvis did with rock and roll, because Elvis, the reason why he bring that up, because Elvis just goes back to, it's just Levi, you know, when you spell it around, E-L-V-I-S, you know, it just goes right into Levi's, which is just Lewis. You know, Levi derives out of Lewis. That's why Moses was through the tribe of Levi. You know, that all just goes right out of Lewis, you know? So that's why you bring up Elvis. And now you're talking about rock and roll, could I go right back to the stone, go right back to the altar?